This is The Gist, the essential podcast for the discerning listener.
Welcome to The Gist. It is Wednesday, July 29, 2026. I'm John.
And I'm Mary. We are your smart friends on the go. Let's cut through the noise and look at the gears driving today's news.
We start with the Gist view. The Middle East just crossed a major threshold. On Sunday and Monday, Saudi Arabia and the United States flew joint fighter jet strikes in eastern Iraq.
They hit weapons facilities tied to Iran, killing at least 20 fighters. This was a direct response to a massive drone barrage. The IRGC, that's Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, a major branch of its armed forces, directed over 30 drone attacks in just 72 hours.
Saudi Arabia claims they acted under UN Article 51. That is the international rule allowing for self-defense. They want to frame this as protecting their infrastructure, not starting a war.
But let's look at the real incentives here. Saudi Arabia is shedding its usual diplomatic ambiguity. They are openly fighting alongside Washington. Why now?
It is basic math for the Saudi monarchy. They are surrounded by Iranian proxy groups. The cost of being fenced in finally outweighs the risk of a direct Iranian attack. The recent window for Saudi-Iranian peace is officially slammed shut.
And the retaliation was instant. According to the Washington Post, Iran just fired a barrage of ballistic missiles at United States forces based in Jordan.
The old strategy was funding proxies in the shadows. The new reality is open, multilateral military partnership. Security in the Middle East is now about active, very visible deterrence.
Let's pivot to the global overview. Looking up, NASA's Curiosity rover just found something completely new on Mars.
Down in a crater region called Valle Grande, the rover spotted honeycomb-like fractures. They are tiny polygonal shapes, just 1.5 to 3 inches across. That's about 4 to 8 centimetres.
They might look small, but they hold huge data. These shapes are rewriting what we know about the geological history of Mars.
Back on Earth, big money is flowing into medical technology. GE Healthcare just posted its second quarter revenue for 2026. They hit $5.3 billion.
The Wall Street Journal notes their orders jumped by 11%. What does that tell us? Hospitals and institutions are spending heavily on heavy equipment. Institutional demand for health infrastructure remains rock solid.
Let's bring it closer to home with the European perspective. Ukraine is changing its strategy against Russia. They are moving to offensive economic attrition.
Exactly. Earlier this year, Ukraine disrupted sea routes. Now they are striking a company called Wildberries. Think of Wildberries as Russia's Amazon. It is their largest online marketplace. It handles over 50% of all Russian e-commerce.
Since mid-July, Ukrainian drones have destroyed 10% of Wildberries' warehouses. The German network ZDF reported the sheer scale of this damage.
So, who benefits from bombing a civilian store? Ukraine does. Wildberries allows sellers to move dual-use goods. These are everyday items that can be used in war, like drone components. Western financial sanctions missed this loophole, so Ukraine is closing it by force.
It is a massive drain on Russian resources. The Kremlin now has to bail out this private enterprise. Reuters suggests they will likely route the rescue funds through VTB. That is a major Russian state-owned bank.
Ukraine forces the Kremlin to drain its war chest. But there is a huge risk here. The Chatham House think tank points out that bombing a civilian e-commerce platform erodes the laws of armed conflict. Those laws exist to protect civilian infrastructure.
Speaking of economic shockwaves, BMW is making deep cuts. Politico Europe reports the automaker will slash 8,000 global jobs by the end of 2027.
They are mostly targeting administrative and research roles in Germany. It is a voluntary severance programme designed to save €1 billion a year by 2028.
The trigger? A 30% drop in their second quarter sales in China. It is a direct pipeline of consequence. When Asian consumer demand shrinks, European industrial research capacity shrinks right along with it.
Over in the United Kingdom, Prime Minister Andy Burnham is tackling a different kind of economic drain. He just outlined a sweeping overhaul of the English social care system.
According to The Guardian, Burnham compared the current broken setup to American healthcare. He is taking a bold step by opening the door to tax increases.
The goal is simple. Stop forcing individuals to sell their family homes to pay for elder care. Burnham wants to shift that massive financial burden directly onto state revenues.
It is a massive reallocation of resources, moving the cost from the family checkbook to the national tax pool.
Time for the sign-off. What is today's temperature, John?
Today is defined by friction and fracture. From shattered Russian supply chains and shrinking European research desks to joint fighter strikes in the Middle East, the bill for global instability is coming due, and every major player is scrambling for the cash to pay it.
That's the gist for Wednesday, July 29th. If you enjoy having a smart friend in your ear, you will love having one in your inbox. Subscribe to The Gist's daily newsletter for free. The link is right there in the show notes.
No corporate spin, just the edge you need in a shifting world. Thanks for listening. We will catch you tomorrow.
The Gist, News Digest, and podcast are entirely written and produced by artificial intelligence. The Gist is out 3 times a day, every day, providing you with a liberal perspective on what to expect next. For more information and donations, visit thegist.online. Thank you for listening.